Good morning, guys. This is Tim from Grumpy Old Mechanics. Today we have a 2016 Cadillac Escalade that has a blown strut on the right front. I bought a pair of electronic struts. This does have the magneride. I got them off Amazon for around 260 bucks. I will put the link in the description. I'll leave you know if there's any problems with them at all. Everything seems to line up. The struts look identical to the originals, so I'm assuming if I do have any problems with them, it's going to be electronic. But I'm going to walk you through on how to replace this. It's a quick-ish, easy job. Like I said, it's 19 degrees right now. But something I just want to touch base on quick, if you're doing this at home, torque the wheels. This calls for 140 foot-pounds. I have a torque wrench. If you guys don't have a torque wrench, do it the best you can and then take it to your local shop and have them run a torque wrench over. There's nothing that will ruin your life quicker than a wheel flying off a car that you work on or on your own car. It'll cause physical harm and it can cause financial harm. I've seen a lot of people get sued over. So just wanted to touch base on that real quick. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to replace the struts on this, and I hope you guys like the video. Thanks. All right, guys, so I jacked it up on the control arm. I put a jack stand under the frame, and then I moved the jack away from the control arm because we're going to need that to drop down to get the strut out. Took the wheel off, 22 millimeter on all these GMs. The bottom two bolts here, hopefully you can see it on camera, and I'll try to stay out of the way. Those bottom two are 15 millimeters. They're both out. Now we're going to move top side and take the, I believe it's 3 bolts out and a couple electrical connectors out up top. All right, guys, hopefully you can see this. I can't really use my tripod down here, but we got this one electrical connector here. So I'm going to pull that off. There we go. So that's the connector that goes into the top of the strut. So to get that out, you're going to pull this. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Probably not going to work very well. Definitely not going to work very well. Okay, guys, so for that one electrical connector, I pushed that gray part out. Then just use a little flathead screwdriver up through there to pop the clip. Now we got the electrical connector off. Did I mention it is 19 degrees out here? And I'm trying to do this without gloves. I have gloves, but you guys know gloves just kind of hamper your movement. Now we got this one electrical, not connector, but stay bracket here on one of the strut bolts. I'm gonna try to just, there we go, pull that up. So I got that off. It looks like we got 1, 2, and 3 bolts. So I'm gonna go get my impact gun and get them zipped off a while. All right, guys, so I got the 3 top bolts off. They are an 18. I did not have a 18 millimeter that was deep enough here. I only had a 19, so that's what I ended up using. So now we're gonna go down below and get this sucker pulled out. All right, so in reality, this should come out pretty easy, but we all know how that goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my pry bar a while. All right, I'm gonna show you here real quick what I did. I hit it a few times just to spin it. Now I should, you see it's barely on over there. Should be able to get it out pretty easily. And there we go. Popped one out. Should be able to. There we go. I got to drop down. I should be able to slip it right out past that tie rod end. I'll be back in a couple minutes when I get this out and get warmed up. Real quick, just to show you guys something, since I'm doing this at home and couldn't get it jacked up high enough, I ended up just busting that or tie rod off real quick. Only takes a minute. It's a 22 millimeter down here. With that out of the way, it made a big enough opening that I could get the strut slid out. All right, guys, so I got my $250 electronic struts off Amazon. 250 bucks for the pair. So the one thing I'm going to try to do is, it did come with all new hardware, but I'm going to try to reuse these clips, which they feel like they'll work. They fit a little loose because these tabs got bent. I can bend them back if I have to. But right now I'm going to work on trying to fish these in. Obviously it has new springs, so I can see that it sits up about 1/4 of an inch taller, which will make it that little bit harder to get slid back in. But yeah, I'm going to give it a shot and get these here put in. All right, guys, I'm going to try to show you putting these in, but like I said, it is flipping cold out here. I'm going to try to go in through here. I don't know if they're going to fit. It looks like they will, actually. Oh, that makes it a hell of a lot easier. So I got my wire fished up through. Lining up the bolt holes here the best that I can. Looks like this will be the closest. I got that lined up. There's just barely enough room I'll be able to get through here and thread another one. So I'm going to grab a nut real quick. I always try to reuse the original fasteners because they always seem to be a little bit better, and they're the same. I know exactly what size they're going to be. So I'm going to go ahead again, fish this up through, sneak my hand up here. There we go. I got one of the nuts started on. Now I'm going to have to get this arm to drop down a good bit to get that strut on. And I think what I'm going to have to end up doing is probably end up taking that sway bar link off or partially off. I'm going to hit this lightly, and if I feel like it's going to break, I might try to find another method to do this, because these do have a habit of breaking. All right, now I'm going to try just loosening the top there. Should be a 15. All right, so I got the top partially loose. I'm going to try hitting the bottom again. That's a 15. Like I said, I really do not want this to break. Let me try the big pry bar method, and I think this will work. Oh, well, there, it's partially popped on. Oh, now I went too far. But yeah, this way will work, so I don't have to worry about breaking that link. There we go, guys. I'm pretty sure you've seen what I did. Since I went too far, I just used my foot. Use the pry bar on one of these bolts and then use my foot to get all lined up. Now I'm going to go up through here with a screwdriver and get that bottom bolt to line up. So now I'm going to reuse these little brackets here. I got one of them loosely started. Now I got to get this strut to pivot a little bit to get that other bottom bolt hole to line up. Now there's a few different ways to get this thing to pivot. I usually just use a big pipe wrench. Now what I have to do, it looks like, is I'm gonna have to simultaneously pry this up a little bit, and there it goes, pop right in. So as you guys can see, even though it is absolutely insanely cold here right now, big snowstorm on its way, it's going pretty easy. Now I'm going to get those bolts put in, and I'm going to move up to the top side. Okay guys, we are back up top. Like I said, I'm trying to reuse all the old fasteners. They're just normally better quality. So I got the 3 18mm put back on, and then all I have to do is plug this electrical connector back in, which is very difficult to do one-handed. I'll plug it in so you feel it snap. There you go. Now I'm going to tighten these bolts up and secure these wires. So there we go, guys. This is how you do struts on a 2016 Escalade with the electronic magneride suspension. I'm probably going to go grab a zip tie to secure that end, to secure this wire a little bit more. Probably do something like that. And I'm going to go finish the other side up, and then we're going to run this down to my shop and do an alignment on it tomorrow. I hope this video helps, guys, and if you like it, please subscribe.